Well, we can stop all this speculation and hand-wringing. Matt Gaetz is not going to be a congressperson any longer, not in the 118th and not in the 119th that comes in on January 3rd. We had been speculating here on Legal AF and the Midas Touch Network that maybe, I didn't think so. I thought he was cooked and burnt beyond recognition in terms of his political career, given what we already know that's in the report that was not released by the Ethics Committee in his attempt to become the Attorney General of all things. But an analysis also revealed that under the Constitution, he wouldn't be able to rescind his resignation. There's no such thing. The vacancy was created upon him indicating that he was not going to be seated in the 119th or the 118th immediately, and that created a constitutional vacancy that could only be filled by special election. There was some speculation for the last, this story's moving quick, in the last 24 hours that there are different pathways to him trying to remain relevant. One of them would be he just runs for his old seat in the special election that Ron Desantis is going to call. Maybe that's possible. I thought it was possible, but not probable. Especially since others who left their safe seats in the House, the State House, had already indicated they were going to run for the first congressional district in Florida. And that was probably bad form for Matt Gaetz to step back into his own seat. And plus, there were questions as to whether he'd even get reelected or elected again from that district, knowing what people know now. Although they did send him back to Congress on the Tuesday, knowing a lot of this information was already out there. The second speculation was maybe Desantis would appoint, wait for this one, Matt Gaetz as the temporary senator to replace Marco Rubio, and Marco Rubio is elevated to Secretary of State, which will definitely happen. And that's up to the governor again. But the governor is no fan of Donald Trump, and he's trying to set himself up politically properly for the 2028 election. And so we didn't think he was going to help out Matt Gaetz for that. And in fact, the governor has come out and said through his people, he wasn't going to appoint Matt Gaetz, which leaves somebody named Trump potentially. Lara Trump is the daughter-in-law and who Donald Trump wants. Who knows? Ivanka Trump might want the seat. But I'm not sure DeSantis plays ball with the Trumps. No love lost there. I think if he gave an endorsement for Trump for the presidency, I've forgotten it. Now we know Matt Gaetz is not going to run for that seat or do any of these things because he just said so on a podcast. Let's play the clip. This is from today.
You resigned from this Congress, not the next Congress. Our audience is 100% behind Matt Gaetz, by the way. They are very, very upset that you were not able to get all the way to Attorney General. I have to ask, what is next for Matt Gaetz?
I'm still going to be in the fight, but it's going to be from a new perch. I do not intend to join the 119th Congress. There are a number of fantastic Floridians who've stepped up to run for my seat, people who have inspired with their heroism, with their public service. And I'm actually excited to see Northwest Florida go to new heights and have great representation. Charlie, I've been in an elected office for 14 years. I first got elected to the state house when I was 26 years old, and I'm 42 now. And I've got some other goals in life that I'm eager to pursue with my wife and my family. And so I'm going to be fighting for President Trump. I'm going to be doing whatever he asks of me, as I always have. But I think that 8 years is probably enough time in the United States Congress. In Florida, our voters got to vote on term limits for state government, and the campaign was 8 is enough. And so you can only do 8 years in the Florida House of Representatives. And so it seems like a pretty poetic time to allow that great new blood to come in, to allow my district to have high quality representation. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking off for a tropical excursion for the rest of my life. I am here to help save this country. And one thing the great patriots at Turning Point know, we need people at every level. We need brilliant lawyers on the outside. We need tough congressmen and congresswomen on the inside. We need a leadership structure under President Trump that's going to allow for durability of our movement and the ability to continue this great realignment of our politics. And so I'll play a part in that. I plan to be a big voice, but maybe not as an elected member of the government.
All right, when you go on Charlie Kirk, when you're a right-wing MAGA and you make a statement like that, there's really no coming back from it. You're out there now, and This is probably a moment where Matt Gaetz is going to take a page out of Richard Nixon, who lost the 1960 election, and said, "You're not going to have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore." Well, Matt Gaetz has got a place to ride off to. He probably has a landing spot, a soft cushion there with Trump. First of all, Trump will give him a pardon. We know that. That's easy. Everybody, any 7-year-old could come up with that strategy. And then secondly, there are places within the Trump administration, legal or otherwise, that he could place him that don't require Senate confirmation. I mean, we just saw it with Elon Musk and Ramaswamy. They're not going through Senate confirmation for this fake Department of Government Efficiency. Department of Government Efficiency. He could place him there. His buddy, Marjorie Taylor Greene, is the head of the counterpart, new subcommittee created by the Oversight Committee in MAGA Congress to interface with Ramaswamy and Musk over government spending cuts with the Office of Management and Budget. I could see him being on there. I'm not sure Donald Trump is done with Matt Gaetz, or unfortunately that Matt Gaetz is done with American society. But we can check off the box right now. He's not going to be Senator Gaetz. He would, okay. He's not going to run for that seat again, and others will. So there will be new representation for the first in Congress. In the House come Jan 3. They'll run a quick election, a special election related to that. And then we'll just have to see what Donald Trump does for Matt Gaetz. My predictions, pardon. Any 5-year-old, 7-year-old can see that. And secondly, some sort of soft landing spot. If it's not in the Trump administration or adjacent to the Trump administration, like a non-government organization, an NGO or public interest group, it's going to be in one of the think tanks, Heritage Foundation, America First, Public Policy Institute, something owned and controlled by Leonard Leo of the Federalist Society. It's where you stash all the people for the shadow government, which is where all the Donald Trump people went while they were waiting to see if Donald Trump could win the election again. So he'll show up somewhere. He's not really a practicing lawyer, so like going working for a law firm, but a MAGA law firm that's looking for a lobbyist. He certainly could be a lobbyist. He wasn't that popular on Capitol Hill among the rank and file, but I could see some lobby firm wanting to put his name on the masthead and having him start lobbying on behalf of clients. I don't know what clients that would be, that would want to have somebody who's been accused of pedophilia and raping girls be their lobbyist. But stranger things have happened in MAGA Congress and MAGA-dominated Washington at the moment. So we'll continue to follow it all right here. You're already here on Legal AF at the intersection of law and politics. I'm Michael Popok. And I'm the curator here. I'm the co-founder of Legal AF, the podcast on the Midas Touch Network. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button, and wait for my next hot take. So until that time, I'm Michael Popok, and I am reporting. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.